Everybody, and welcome to Robin's house. Today I'm working on the Fright Night card workshop, and one of the cards that we're doing features this stamp that has a lot going on it. And so what we did is in the card, change the color of some of the elements within that stamp set. And so one of the easiest way to do that is to, of course, stamp each of those colors in its own self and then just cut it out and add it on. And that looks really nice. But sometimes it doesn't work for the stamp that you're doing. So I wanted to show you, we've got these Stampin' Write markers, and the idea is that you color directly on the stamp. So this is Petunia Pop that I'm putting on the bat. And then Pumpkin Pie that I'm putting on October 31st. And Granny Apple Green that I'm putting on the little witch's hat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the black marker and color everything else. I'm going to use my Memento ink pad here and see if I can kind of get it started. Maybe I can save myself a few minutes of steps. And you have to be a little careful because, you've got your colored images, and I have stamped over the top of them and had to clean them off and go. But, this saves a couple minutes, and it's a good tip, I suppose, depending, of course, on the one that you're using. So I'm going to pause, and I'm going to finish coloring in the black. So now I've colored everything in black, and I'm just going to quickly go over everything again real quick with the colors, just so we can make those a little bit more vibrant. And so what I have been told in forever is if you are going to stamp color on your stamp, before you put it down on your project, you want to huff on it. So that's breathe heavily on there just to add some moist air back to all those places that you colored, just to give it a better image. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to huff on it. And then I'm going to set it down again. I'm going to take my die cut paper and I'm going to drop it onto the top of this cling stamp. Now I find this is a much better way to aim where you're putting your stamp on a die cut image, and we'll see how it looks. Well, it looks great. This is a very fun technique, and it's a little lighter than what you would do if you had stamped those images out and cut them out, but it's a very different look. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing, only I'm going to put a little spritzer on there and see if that's any more or less effective than huffing. So give me a few minutes. I'm going to recolor everything exactly the same, and I'll be right back. Colored all the black parts, so I'm going to quickly put some color on the color elements. And so the Stampin' Write markers, they come in every color that we have. They are on the discontinued list. So if you like to have a marker that you can write on the cling sets, get those before they sell out. And there we go. So now I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to spritz it with the spritzer, just a couple few from a little far away, just to wet it and get it. I might have wet it just a smidge too much, but we will see. That last spray was probably putting me over the top. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to drop my die cut into the spritzed. And wow, see, that's very, very bright. So if you didn't want to color per se, another way you could do this is with sponge daubers, but um, they're a little harder to aim. So on this type of intricate design, I wouldn't use a sponge dauber, but there are designs that would make that okay. And there are also times when it's best to do the entire thing in black or one color and then sponge dauber over the areas that you want colored, and the ink will, remove itself without too much. I don't think this is a candidate for that. But this was a very fun technique, and it looks really cool, and it doesn't have the paper piecing elements to it. So thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting.